Yeah, I know what type of time I'm on when I step in the scene, man. Had them bottles ready, had them sparkles ready. It's gonna be a good night. Last time around, it was different. Somebody tell me.
Welcome to this brand new episode of Another Shit King podcast. It's your boy John, my co-host Bree, and like always, we're gonna jump right into it. Something that caught my eye last week on social media. It's kind of similar to something we definitely discussed on this pod. I think it was the 500K or a dinner with Jay-Z. I think that was the previous one that we talked about, or the previous scenario. But now this scenario deals with another mogul who's very very successful, but the conversation is $1 million or this one's not a dinner, so it's $1 million or a convo with Diddy. You want to start it off? I know Jim Jones said Jim Jones said he rather the $1 million. I mean, he rather the convo with Diddy over the $1 million. But he's in a different place compared to most people. So, but I'm gonna let you start. You want to start it off? Or you want me to start it off? How you want to go about this?
I already said it. Run me my money.
I feel you. Diddy's great entertainer. Businessman. Diddy's doing his thing, but I don't know how a convo with Diddy will help me at this current. I'm trying to say help me. Yeah. It depends. I don't know. Maybe Diddy got powers we don't know about. You know what I'm trying to say? Who knows? Got me to know. But in my current status, I'll definitely take the money. But you never know, man. Diddy, you be seeing, Diddy with these sound bites, and he got some motivational sound bites. So, like I said, unless Diddy got some powers, or he's gonna thing. I'm gonna go with the money. So if we choose no chance, it's just straight, just give me the money.
I don't even like P. Diddy.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm dead ass. I never liked P. Diddy after he sent those people from, I think it was Manhattan to
you're talking about making
juniors in Brooklyn. They had to make it the band, of course. I didn't like him then. I don't like him now. I think Diddy be robbing niggas. So run me my motherfucking money. Plus, I don't see him at the meeting being like, you know what I'm gonna do for you since you took this meeting. I'm gonna invest in you. He's just gonna give me maybe 2 or 3 pointers of how to become rich when the $1 million can make me rich. You see what I'm saying? That's stupid. That's the whole theory behind it. You get what I'm saying? You can surround yourself around.
I was gonna say, not to cut you off, I was gonna say, with this scenario, I think it depends on what kind of position you're in. If you're someone that's someone that's trying to make it in his business, and you got a little buzz, I would suggest you take that over the $1 million, even if you don't got the $1 million yet. But if you're someone that's really pursuing with that industry he's in, and you got a little thing going for you, I think it'll be better off for you to meet with him or have a conversation with him. I think it'll be more helpful overall.
Unless he's helping you with the business aspect, I don't see why I would need to meet with him. Mm-hmm. He would have to personally, he would have to invest or money or some start the business. Unless he's gonna promise you to open doors and introduce you to people that he knows that will open doors for you to make money. Other than that, I don't see the reason of me having, or anybody who's trying to go in that industry, to have a meeting with him and talk bullshit. I just don't see that point. I just don't see it. So my thing is, unless Diddy's gonna set you up and put you in rooms that you can meet people to actually make it in that business or make money in that business, or set you up financially or help you financially, or invest in you, I don't want the fucking dinner. Give me my money.
Don't say, but
because there's classes and there's ways you can.
Well, that's true. You can take
there's classes and there's people you could talk to, right?
But like I said,
I don't
with
see
the
myself
conversation, there's always a possibility. You know, with the conversation, you never know what could come from the conversation. A lot could come from it, or nothing.
That's the thing.
It's a
and
big,
what cannot, right? And that's the problem. Yeah, and I'm not gonna take that chance when the $1 million is a guaranteed money, Johnny. See, this is the problem. You get it's guaranteed.
You go to sleep,
right?
Wake up, check your bank account. You see all those zeros. Up. I made the right choice. You could go to sleep with the conversation. Wake up. Like, damn.
Guarantee. I'm not right. I'm not gonna play nowhere. The conversation with Diddy just doesn't give me the safety blanket or anything to make sure that I make it. Unfortunately, I mean, you make the $1 million, you make more money, you become rich, you meet P. Diddy. I mean, yeah, you meet Sean Combs on a different platform, and you're able to talk to him then and get this
self-love. Now it's called self-love.
Oh, whatever he calls himself at this point in his life, you can make the $1 million, turn that over into $3 or $4 million, and meet P. Diddy on a better note, where you are now a millionaire. He's whatever he is. I don't know if I think he's
a multi-millionaire.
He's a millionaire. You have conversation.
He's close. He's closer to $1 billion than to $1 million.
So listen, I don't want to have dinner with P. Diddy. Run me my shit. Just run me my money. Put that shit in the bank account. So when I call the bank, they be like, yo, your money's here. We good. We Gucci. Then I'm good.
Okay. No, for those who watch, let us know in the comments. What y'all rather do? Get that $1 million or have that good old convo with Brother Love? But now we're gonna keep music. We're gonna transition. The Grammy nominations are out. Some which eventually caused some controversy, but the nominations is out. Nicki was nominated for five rap categories, but her song "Super Freaky Girl," it's called "Super Freaky Girl." Let me make sure I said that correctly. Was categorized as a pop record, and then Nicki basically she went on live and basically had an issue with her record being categorized as pop, and then as she was detailing her issue with it, she referenced that her track and Latto's track, Big Energy, were both produced by the same producer, but found it a little funny that her song was switched to pop while the other remained in the same category. And then after that, Latto got wind of it, and then they got into Twitter spat back and forth. And at this current moment, the rest has been history. But they was going back and forth, saying some things about each other. But overall, do you think the nominations got it messed up by changing the category? Do you think Nicki could have made her? I got 3 questions. I'm going with 2. 2 questions. The first 2 questions: do you think the nominations got it wrong by switching her song to a different category? And the second question is: do you think Nicki was wrong for you referencing Big Energy when as the point of emphasis of the situation, or you think she could have went about it a different way? She could have still made her point without name dropping Latto or using Latto's track as her reference, like how you gonna have that there and not my song there? Take it away, Bree.
I feel like the nominations have been fucking up for the longest. When they put Doja Cat in the hip hop,
set that up.
But I'm just giving some context, right? Because I don't want people to think I'm just picking on Nicki. I think that they've been fucking up this whole time with nominating people like Doja Cat for this topic when she's actually this topic. Mm-hmm. That's one. So do I think, you asked me, do I think that they have it wrong? Yes. Do I think Nicki Minaj is a rapper? Yes. Do I think Big Latto is a rapper? Yes. Do I think their music consists of pop? Yes. Do I think it should be in the pop category? Yes. Because their shit is just not rap. It's just not plain rap. It's pop. It has pop beats. It has a pop chorus. It's pop. It's not like it's just rapping. It's pop. With that being said, I think I'm starting to lose faith in Nicki. I'm starting to lose faith in Nicki. Because hold on. No, but I'm starting to lose faith in Nicki, and the fact that I think Nicki forgot when she was coming up and she was doing this and she was doing that on who she was. And what it took for her to get into to be noticed as a rapper in the industry. I think that it's not fair for her to bring in Latto, because Latto is still trying. We're not trying, but Latto is still entering that world where female rappers are not considered rappers. And for you as a known rapper and a rapper who's up here, for you to do that to an upcoming artist who's a female, to me is like, why? What does that do for you? She did it for Cardi, now she's doing it for Latto. And she had a few arguments with another few female rappers over the last 2 weeks on social media. And it's just starting to make her look like a fucking troll. Because these are upcoming female artists. And she knew how hard it was for her to get that chance to, to prove that she's a rapper. You get what I'm saying, Johnny? Until she did Monster, nobody really considered Nicki to be a rapper. It wasn't until she did Monster.
I don't say she's a name, but the Monster made her more of a household name. Like that Monster verse is what
she was a name, but she wasn't like the female rapper. It wasn't until she did Monster that she was on the track with. Johnny, she was more of like a character because she had, her truth, right? So she wasn't
stuff like that, yeah. But I would say she's definitely a name, but the Monster verse definitely.
Right, and because of that opportunity that she was given to do Monster and show her ass, basically set the way for her to be considered one of the best, not female rappers, but just rappers. And I think she not giving the other female rappers that's coming up that chance, it looks kind of whack, Johnny. It looks whack. You don't need to call Latto on. Latto didn't pick herself to be entered as one of the female rappers. Latto didn't do that. Yes. You get what I'm saying? So for you to come at a Latto, that don't make sense.
I understand your point. Basically, I agree. I feel like I understand both points. I understand both points. But I felt like, Latto was the one who picked how stuff was categorized. Like she has no say, and she's not. And compared to artists, Nicki, if artists would to have say, Nicki's say would probably be much louder than Latto's because they're in two different places. Latto's still up and up. But yeah, I just disagree that I don't think she had to reference her. I can see the point why she referenced her, but I don't think she had to reference her in that situation. I think she could still make her point without reference her in that way. But they went back and forth. There was all types of shit they were saying to each other. It was like, it was like, damn. And that shit happened fast too. Like it literally happened fast. Happened during the night. But I see both points basically. Latto saying like it was shade because obviously she basically in her response said they had like a conversation privately and it didn't end on like a high note. So she felt like she was shading her, so she responded. I don't know. Nicki could have been shading her, but I I don't think it was that. I think she was just trying to prove a point, but she just went about it wrong. I think she could still prove her point, and everybody still heard it. But obviously, they had some private deals with each other that leads to different viewings of the situation. But on the outside looking in, Latto felt like she was shading her. Nicki just wanted to make a point that people be trying to mess with her. Like she's been saying for the past couple of years, like the industry hasn't been, like they've been doing different type of things, basically pack Nicki up. And she's been speaking about that for the past few years. And I think she could have made her. I think she could have made her point without, short-corded saying a lot of. I don't think she said a lot of, but then they got into their little Twitter shit, and I don't know where it's gonna go from there. But I don't see diss tracks coming. And that's usually what stems from after a social media argument or something along the lines like that. Things tend to go to music and you hear diss records and stuff like that. I don't see that happening, but they're both successful. I wish them the best, and maybe one day they get past it. Like Latto said, Nicki was an idol, so it's just unfortunate for someone to have to, someone they look up to now, looking at the person that they looked up to as I wouldn't even say enemy, but I guess that's the only word I could use at this moment. But it is what it is. Wish them the best. And when the Grammys come, I hope they both win. I'm pretty sure there's categories where they both can win, and I wish them the best. But now we're gonna transition. Just trifecta. We just gonna stay in the music. Diddy, as we talked about earlier, but Diddy's known for the remixes. He dropped the remix to the remix and video to "Gotta Move On," and the remix was featuring. I guess this would be considered the female version, because the first one was with Bryson Tiller, and then the remix is with Ashanti and Young Miami. Think remix better than original better than remix. Like the video, what's your overall thoughts on the record?
Wow. Why are we not talking about how Ashanti just threw shade at Gotti? And that
we talk about that too.
Like, I mean, I'm just saying, listen, I didn't like it. I don't think Young Miami can rap. I don't know if he's just getting her gigs and shit because that's his girl, but no, it wasn't it for me. No, it wasn't it. No, it wasn't it. That shit sucked. And
I liked it.
I'm sorry?
So I liked it.
Of course you did.
I liked the video.
Of course you did.
I don't know what that means.
You do know what that means. You got really bad taste in music. So I don't expect anything less from you than you liking it. I mean, it wasn't good. But that's just my opinion. It wasn't good.
Yeah, we can have different opinions. I like the song, I like the video. So it's cool, But again, I guess with that we'll just agree to disagree.
Okay.
Let's agree to disagree. What did Dev think about the song?
I don't know. Me and Devin don't talk about music unless it's R&B because of the arguments we have back and forth. He says, I don't know rap. And I don't want to be with him. I don't know rap. And I don't know really. But I know some of these female artists that say they rapping suck ass. And that's just my opinion. Again, we go back to this being another shitty opinion. And I'm saying that's my fucking opinion. These rappers suck ass. P. Diddy to me sucks ass. And Ashanti, I feel like he's capitalizing on these females. And so he knew Ashanti had some shit to say to Gotti. And so he said, put that. I'm sorry?
I said capitalizing. They both, you know. I'll say it's a win-win. It's not really
So I'm
capitalizing.
just capitalizing, but I mean that's neither here nor there. I didn't like it. I didn't like the original, so when I heard the remix, I was like, oh.
Well, so yeah, if you didn't like the original, I guess it is like, you know.
Right. But then when the remix came out, I was like, this is definitely not good. Sometimes I may not like the original song, but I'll like a remix to it. Like Free Your Mind.
So free.
They did the Baltimore remix.
Oh.
Free Your Mind.
Mm-hmm. But
they did the Baltimore remix. And I love it now. That shit is the best song. A remix can really change your shit. I'm telling you. I really didn't like that song prior. I don't really like her voice. So
I want to say remixes sometimes I think that's the purpose it serves. Sometimes if songs like doesn't hit or like doesn't hit as expected to hit, you do a remix and then the remix brings it to like a different of like that's just how I always do remixes.
That's all I'm saying.
I feel like certain songs that had remixes didn't even need remixes, you know, like certain songs necessarily didn't need remixes. Some songs needed remixes, so it's just like that's my opinion, but we're just gonna leave music alone. We're just gonna agree to disagree on that record. We're gonna transition from music.
You say so.
And so I guess Joe Biden was, did like a little sit down interview where he was asked. I guess they're saying that what's the word? Prosecutors. They say prosecutors might have enough evidence to charge his son with some crime that might have been committed. Joe Biden did what any father did. He defended his son. Do you think this is news, should be talked about? Or it's like, at the end of the day, his son's a grown man, even though his father's the president, he lives life, he make the choices he makes, or you feel like they're just making it a topic of conversation just because he's the president's son and the president's the president and people just need something to talk about.
Personally, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Well, you don't see nothing wrong with him defending his son or them actually talking about it on the news?
I'm telling you right now. You know what? See, the problem here is that once you become president and your parents about to become president, unfortunately, you in the limelight, whether you want to be in it or not. And I get it because you didn't ask to be in the limelight, but unfortunately, that's just the way things go. So I don't know. I feel like we should talk about it because how you parent your kids is important. Especially if you're trying to parent the whole nation, you're trying to parent the whole world. Not the world, but the country.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's important for us to know what type of character Biden has right now. Because, that election's about to come up, Johnny. And I want to know what type of shit he's on.
It's gonna be an interesting 2024 because
all jokes aside, if you defend your kid, you gonna defend America.
I would hope so. that doesn't necessarily correlate.
Think about it. No, think about it, Johnny. You gotta think about it.
But no.
I mean, I'm still not gonna vote for him. But I'm not. I'm still not gonna vote for him. But it's just good to see where he is in life. Mm-hmm. I'm still not gonna vote for him because he got a. His family's fucked up. But I mean,
matter.
I feel like his
Choices
son, that particular son, if you look up that son, he's always had issues with the law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So to me,
I'm saying pre-presidency and probably post-presidency. He's probably, some people just have that. They just, have those run-ins with the law. But
I wonder if when he was with Obama, was his son causing trouble? And was Obama like, you better put him in his place and don't have him fuck around with my presidency?
I don't think Obama had to have that conversation with him due to is like, I'm pretty sure they have people that they pay to, definitely spin it and distance his son from, or his affiliation with his son. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, that shit ain't gonna cause nothing.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying,
No, yeah,
because you never know.
But I don't, you know what I'm trying to say? I don't think, even if you think if his son was to get, as you know, we continue this conversation, if you think his son was to get charged and actually go to jail, do you think this affects Biden's presidency at all?
Didn't you just hear what I said? Yes, it does. It affects it all the way. Nobody wants a fucked up family in the White House.
I don't necessarily agree, but
think about it.
Think about it. I'm saying I can see.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah, I'm saying I can see it, but it's like, damn. I'm like, what else can you? I understand. I completely understand your point, but it's like at a certain point when you're a parent and the child is grown.
I get that part. I get that part, Johnny. I'm a parent. No, but what I'm saying to you is, even with that, nobody wants to see a fucked up family in the White House.
That's true. So no, you're right. Because then it just leads to a different like liable question. It's like if you can't keep your house in order, how are you gonna keep the country in order?
Right.
I can see why. I don't necessarily
see Obama. Listen, Obama did it smart. He did the age, right? He counted the age. If he did 8 years, right? Listen to this. If he did 8 years, he counted his kids' age from the minute he walked into the White House to the time they were going to turn 18 and go to college. Smart. Let me tell you why it was smart. Because his kids, then after his presidency, if they wanted to act up or be kids and do things like Sasha did with the drugs, he was like, I'm not in presidency. Yeah, I don't give a fuck what y'all said. But because they came in at the ages of like 7 and 8, he knew there was not much his kids could do at that young age. He was smart. That's what you gotta do. We gotta pick.
He didn't calculate all.
I'm telling you, Johnny. Yes, he did, Johnny. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I know he did. Listen. Unfortunately, Biden's kids are too grown. Even Trump's kids are too grown. When he was presidency, it was too much shit because these kids are already grown. They already had a past. They already do dumb shit. I'm telling you. The next president needs kids like, why are you laughing? I'm serious. This is a serious thing. The next candidate that runs needs kids between the ages of 5 and 14.
Well, after
14 is too old.
I was about to say after the first presidency, they're going to be 18.
Right. Wait. You're right. So you got to have it between 2 years old and 12, because 12 is when they start behaving bad.
Well,
and even with 12, 13, 14, 15,
those
16.
who have future of running, take my co-host advice. He says, if you got kids, make sure while you're in office that they're young enough not to cause you any type of liability or damage to your credibility. Do it while they're
right. And if they are, make sure it's the last 4 years you're in presidency. Because if it's the last 4 years, the fuck you give a fuck about. You already did your 8 years. You can't do 4 more. I'm gonna run for president. Oh no, my son will be too grown.
Political advice. Like y'all know, she's giving y'all some game. But with that,
I was gonna say Kanye should hire me, but I don't want to work with fucking Kanye.
Can't close the door on that. Not yet. But
I will close the fucking door on that shit. That shit could get me. He got me fucked up. Okay, go ahead.
All right, now we're gonna transition to some weird but crazy news. An East Chicago teacher arrested for having a kill list. So in East Chicago, a teacher at St. Stanislaus School arrested and charged with felony intimidation. She allegedly told the student administrator she had a so-called kill list. I don't know if that was something that was actually taken out of context, or some people say, some people just say crazy things depending on their moods or whatnot. And she said that. I don't know how serious she was with it or not, but I don't think that's something you should definitely say as a teacher. And now she's facing felony charges.
Johnny, do they release the list? Because
I don't think they'll ever release the list.
But I want them to, right? Because if I was on her list and I was a student, I would want to know.
That's true, but that's what I'm saying. It will be amongst the people
Johnny,
on the list.
If I was a teacher and I was on her list, I would want to know. If I was her significant other and I was on the list, I would want to know.
Well,
if I was in one of her classes,
I don't think they found the list.
Listen to me. If I was in one, they found the list. They just ain't gonna tell people. But if I was in one of her classes, Johnny, think about this. It's not. I'm not even trying to make a joke about this, right? I'm being serious. If I was in one of her classes and I'm on the kill list, let's just say she's out right now, right? Imagine, Johnny, she can still kill these people on her kill list.
That's true.
You don't even know you on the kill list.
That's true.
That's you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that not knowing shit.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they said that the school waited a few hours to initially call the cops. The student made the complaint, and they waited a few hours to call the cops.
She could have killed everybody.
So basically, the cops are saying that the parents is outraged, and the cops basically said if they would have called them at the time that it was initially said, they could have searched her items at the school and found the list or possible weapons if she had the list at the school or weapons at the school at the time. They arrested her when she was home. So if she had the list or she had something along those lines or something that she wasn't supposed to have, she could have got rid of it by the time she got home, because that's where she was arrested at her home. But I guess, they didn't find no list.
If I was one of her students, I would assume I'm on the fucking list and I would beat her ass. Because I'm just going to assume, because they didn't find the list, I'm just going to assume I'm on your fucking list. And because I assume that I'm on your fucking list, I'm going to beat your ass. Think about it, Johnny. You don't need to know for sure. All you need to know was that you was in her class and this bitch had a kill list. Now I'm gonna beat your ass.
What for my advice would be for those who probably gave her a hard time in the classroom, there's a 95% chance you're on that list. Those that just
that's why I would have beat her ass,
you're on that list. Anybody that was an asshole to her,
that's why I would have beat her ass.
You're on her list. But that's just crazy.
That's why I would have. But that's why I would have beat her ass. Because I knew I would have gave her a hard time.
But again,
so I knew I would have been on the list.
I would, but also, like I said, again, I would hope that there is a list. Not to sound crazy, because I feel like this this could also be one of those statements that someone just said, and it could have been a real bad joke, and now, like, I'm saying it is a possibility. There's no proof that there's an actual list. She could just be like, "Oh, you're on my list." The list could be in her head for all we know. There could be no list for all we know. But it's just crazy.
What movie was that with was it Billy Madison? No, what movie was that? I know it was an Adam Sandler movie where Adam Sandler called somebody and they was like, "Oh, you off my list." And they like took his name off the list, his kill list. I don't play with kill lists. I don't think that's a joke. I don't think it's a statement.
No,
I think it's real.
I don't think it's funny at
and
all.
I think once you say you have a kill list, okay, you and me just need to go separate ways because, dude, like, and usually kill lists are not like public lists that you show people. Usually kill lists are like private lists that you have within yourself that are for you to see. Okay, so once you tell me you have a kill list, I can no longer be around you because the list I personally would never see the list because a kill list is a personal list between you and yourself.
Well,
and I would never see it coming until you already ready to kill me, and I'm not for that. How many people have kill lists? Like, is that really a thing? I've seen it on TV shows or movies, but I've never seen a kill list in real life. Like, do people really?
Might be a thing now. Currently, might be a thing.
Oh, okay, great.
I don't know if TV and movies influenced it, but I'm pretty sure TVs and movies get their stuff, influenced with things that actually happen in real life. Actually, nah. It's like there was a case a few years back that actually, there's like, when they be catching these people, there's a specific case, I just can't remember it, but when they be catching these people and they have their memos or what they call it, these like papers that they write up, and it's this thing that's been happening these past couple of years. It's not. I want to say it's not the first time it's happened before, but I just can't think off the top of the dome of the case I was just currently, thinking about. But yeah, it just sounds crazy. Talk about having a kill list. It just sounds crazy. I don't know, man. Some people in this world need help. But now we are going to transition into something much lighter. New movie alert. We got the new trailer for the House Party reboot. You watch the trailer?
Oh, I thought you was gonna say Creed. I'm about to say, wow, we entering that.
We talk about Creed.
Yeah, I saw it.
The trailer is dope. Creed
I saw it.
Creed 3 look like it's gonna be.
It comes out a day before my birthday.
Oh, look at that.
3-3-3. My birthday's 3-4. It comes out 3-3. Listen, I saw the House Party trailer. Here's the thing, Johnny. I'm getting tired. I'm really getting tired of these fucking movies. I'm tired of them remaking shit that they have no business remaking. We talked about this with the Friday movie last week. I don't think we need a remake of House Party. It's not even a remake. It's a continuation.
Is it? I think it's a pure reboot. I did see him in the movie. I did see him.
If you say, Johnny,
I think it's a continuation.
Johnny, if you say this movie looks good,
I said I like the trailer. The trailer could be better than the actual movie itself. I like the trailer.
Johnny, no. What is wrong with you?
I like the idea of it. I thought the idea was cool. I'm talking about the trailer. The trailer could be much better than the movie.
I'm about to disown you. I'm about to disown your ass. What the fuck? That trailer looked bad. No, it don't look good.
it was. I thought the trailer.
No.
I like the trailer, but the question is the movie gonna hold up to what the trailer was? But I like the trailer.
No, it's not, because the trailer sucked. The movie look like it's gonna suck. Come on, man. You gotta stop this. You gotta stop this. You really gotta stop this. Like,
horrible. But
I'm getting tired of you. I'm getting
talking about a trailer here. We're not talking about
getting tired of this shit, John.
Talking about a trailer.
All right, the trailer sucked. It sucked.
I disagree. I liked it. Oh man, we're ready agreeing and disagreeing. This next topic. Woo! Oh no. Oh no, yeah. This next topic. As we transition to the next topic. The talk of the town. If you don't know what we're talking about, the man that's always happens to be in a topic of conversation. We've spoken about him in many episodes of ASO, but we're going to talk about Kanye's Drink Champs Part 3. It was a 3-hour interview. Some controversy with the interview, which led to the interviewing being removed. And, I was able to finish watching the interview. There's a lot of things said in the interview. Obviously, I know most people seen the clip that went viral. Other than that clip, which I disagree with Jay's statements on, I felt like it was a good interview. It was I think I like this interview more than the prior interview he did with Drink Champ, when he actually had the whole, he had the mask on. I think he was promoting Donda at the time. I felt like this interview was much better. I felt like he's much clearer in explaining his point. But Bree, you want to jump right in and say what you're gonna say? So go right to it, man. Say what you're gonna say, Bree.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I just felt like this interview, aside from the viral clip, I felt like this interview was better than the previous one.
Man, I'm tired of so much Kanye ass, man. I feel like we keep giving him this stage to talk out his ass. A drunk man could tell the truth doesn't make him any more or less drunk. And when I say that, I mean a person with mental health can talk the truth, but it doesn't make his mental health any much more better. I'm tired of talking about Kanye. For him to put this man's death in his mouth like he has the right to do so drives me bananas. We call 6ix9ine on the bullshit when 6ix9ine talks about dead people. I'm gonna call Kanye on that bullshit as well. There's a lot of black men. Hold on, you gave me the floor. There's a lot of black men that don't know where their children are at, don't know what's going on with their kids, haven't seen their kids in years. Okay? Let's make this very clear. And they do not go on social media platform and talk all this craziness. They do what they have to do. They build up their money, they get lawyers, and they take that other parent to court to get either half and half custody or full custody. Kanye has this thing because he has $1 billion that he can talk on these platforms. No, what he's doing is he's causing his own demise, Johnny, whether you want to agree with it or not. All Kim is doing is sitting back and letting Kanye kill himself. Because with all this shit he's doing, all her lawyers are doing is snapping pictures. So when they go to court, all they have to do is turn around and tell the judge, this parent, he's unfit to be a parent. Because he's doing all this, we're getting death threats on his kids. We have to double up on security. Why should Kanye get his kids alone? It's an unsafe environment for these kids because now people are sending death threats to Kanye. So again, all he's fucking doing is causing his own demise. Again, why does P. Diddy need to tell you where your kids are at or help you find your fucking kids? Why does Meek Mills need to help you find your fucking kids? That's your business. Nobody else's. Get a lawyer and figure this shit out. Nobody's responsible for Kanye's life but Kanye. Whether he has friends or not, as a friend, Johnny, you're not responsible for my life and what I do with my life. Am I correct? Or what happens in my life? You're there to say, yo, I'm here for you if you ever need me, but you're not there to make sure that I choose or I do or I get what I want. That's not your job as a friend.
Yes, you make your choices.
Right. So, again, he's playing these games and he's causing his own demise. Johnny, whether you want to say Kanye speaking his truth, what Kanye is going to do is end up losing his kids and he's going to go further and further and deeper in this hole. He had no right talking about that man's family. He's talking about shit that doesn't, again, I hate talking about him. I feel like when he first came in, he was talking about how hard it was to make it as a Black person in America. Now all of a sudden that he has $1 billion, he forgets the struggle and wants to put down the people that he once was. And so I'm not with it, Johnny. I'm not with Kanye. I'm never going to be with Kanye. I think what he's doing is a really fucked up thing. And you do have you have every free right to speak about what you wanted to speak about. Okay? And I agree with that. You can. But I think when you start to damage people, and you start to damage the people that you so-called love the most, I think you need to sit back and realize not everything needs to be said and not everything needs to be heard. Sometimes it's okay to just leave it alone and worry about what you need to worry about, and which is those kids.
As you know, as you mentioned, what the comments on George Floyd, which led to backlash and which led to Nori. No, the next day after it aired, well, I won't say the next day, but Monday, issuing an apology and then eventually leading to the Drink Tanks interview being removed from the platform, which I disagree with. I think they should have left the interview up. You know what I'm trying to say? Because prior to it coming out, those clips went viral. Those clips were released. You know what I'm trying to say? So knowing those clips were released, you know damn well people was going to disagree with that specific clip that seems to be the cause of it being removed. So those clips came out before the actual interview came out. Then the actual interview came out. And also in the same interview, at the time when Kanye said what he said, it happened fast. He said it. It didn't drag on to the topic. It transitioned and moved on. But Nori actually brought it back up like a little towards the end, and he actually addressed it. And I felt like Nori addressed it properly. I think in the best way in that situation. I think Nori addressed it, and I think as he addressed it, Kanye received how Nori sticking to it and addressing it, and I think Kanye responded to it well. From that little exchange, and he didn't look like like fuck what you talking about. Now it looked like when Nori was really pushing on it, because Nori, like Kanye said that shit in like the first 20 minutes of the interview. He said it in like the first 20, might have been the first 15. Nori brought it up in like hour three, might have been 2 hours, 50 minutes, but hour 3. So that was like, that's a big ass gap of time. So a lot of stuff is being said. But I think Nori addressed it correctly on the interview. I just think he did it a little too late. I think he should have, when Kanye said what he said, I think the way he addressed it later, he should have addressed it in the beginning and had the conversation in the beginning instead of just leaving it be and then doing it towards the end. And I also disagree that I don't think they should remove that. Obviously, not. I didn't agree with what Ye said, But it's an interview. Chances are Kanye's gonna say something that's not, that people are not gonna agree with. And also, if you felt like there wasn't a good, you could have just edited it out. You could have kept that whole interview, and you could have edited out that 30 seconds to a minute where Kanye said that. Could have just edited that part out and kept the whole interview. That's how I feel. I just felt like at this point, you got the views, everyone's talking about it. At this point, it's certain that the clip or not, even with the soundbite or not, it was gonna get views. But with that clip going viral, I feel like it serves its purpose. At the end of the day, everybody checked it, watched the interview, it ran up the views. You got you got your clips, you got your views. I don't understand why removing it. I disagree with removing it. Obviously, we talked about a pre-pod. Some people may feel it's because the possibility of the lawsuit. The family filed a lawsuit against Kanye. Was it for $250 million for harassment, defamation, and what's the last term? Stress. There was something stress. Emotional stress. It was harassment, defamation, emotional stress. I don't see where that lawsuit's gonna go, but just wish everybody involved the best when it comes to that.
Listen, we're not gonna agree on this. And that's okay.
I'm not agreeing.
I'm not here to change your perspective on Kanye. But my problem is if it is your perspective, because if you think Kanye said good things and said things that needed to be said, that's your perspective. But my whole thing about this is that when are we going to call Kanye out for when Kanye does something? If you guys don't understand that what he's saying is damaging not only to our culture, to our community, and to us personally, when he used us in the beginning of his career to preach to let us know that he understood the everyday struggles of being a Black man in America. But now, because he's a billionaire, shit has changed, and he feels like now he can actually speak his right mind. That made big people feel like, you know what, that was really fucked up, because years ago in College Dropout, you was preaching something totally different, Kanye, and now you're talking about this.
No, but
how does this go hand in hand?
I understand the point you're making.
Again, there's people like you. There's people like you who don't understand the damage he's doing, whether it's little damages here or there. Where the biggest damage maybe is not to us, but to his own kids who can't freely do what they want to do or freely live the way they were living prior, because he's putting his kids in danger by not being conscious of what he says. It's a free America, 100%, Johnny. But when you start to realize that you now need extra security for your kids, and your kids are getting fucking death threats, when is your mental state gonna say enough is enough? Because now I'm not just damaging my reputation, but I'm damaging these kids who don't have a choice, who has to live with the choices you make. That's what I'm saying to you. That's where the mental health comes in. That's where the mental state comes in. Because as if I was a sane parent, I would realize, okay, this is not just damaging me. Fuck me. I'm a grown adult. Kids who don't have choices in what I say. You get what I'm saying to you? No, and that's how you know
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying Ye doesn't have mental health issues or anything. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about the determined interview. When you interview Kanye, if you're interviewing Ye now, you know what's gonna come with the interview. I'm saying they did the interview knowing what he was saying in the first one. The first one that went. They know what he was saying, all that stuff he was saying. So they know what was gonna be said. And then what I'm saying is, for the part that went viral and is causing the controversy, that was the first clip that was put out, or the first clip to leak. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day,
whether that was the first clip or not, they didn't ask him nothing. They didn't ask him nothing about Floyd, Johnny. So for him to just come out and blurt that, I personally don't see why they couldn't post that.
No, what you're not understanding is, It wasn't a live interview. They sat down and they recorded it. What I'm trying to tell you is that part could have been removed and we would never know that part was said in the interview. They edited it.
But why is that? But why do they have to unedit something? Johnny, if I said something here that was epic or something that was crazy and we was on a different platform, you telling me you wouldn't post it?
No, but that's my point. You still posted it.
Business is business.
No,
Johnny.
but all right, exactly. I'm saying for the fact that you posted it, I'm talking about removing the whole interview now. That's what I'm not talking about anything in Kanye's favor. I'm saying the fact that you posted it, like you said, business now. It's out. Everyone's seen it. Now let everybody see the whole interview and let people feel how they're gonna feel. If they like it, they don't like it, they hate them even more. Yeah, you already put you already have put the interview out. You didn't anticipate the backlash you was gonna get fully, but you knew you was gonna get some type of backlash. You knew something was gonna come of it. All I'm saying is they should have left the interview. I don't agree with them removing the interview. I don't agree with them taking down the interview. And I'm just talking about the overall interview. It could have been anybody else that got interviewed that could have said something crazy. I think, like, for example, Kanye, he did a what's LeBron show on HBO Max. He does The Shot. He did a interview with The Shot. Before the Drink Champs interview came out, he said, Kanye said the thing about DEFCON 3 on the Jews. And then The Shop said they won't be releasing the interview at all. No clips, no nothing came out from it. So any footage of that, most likely we'll never see. That's the road they took. Drink Champs.
But then they should have taken over. Did you know that The Shop was doing an interview with Kanye? No.
I didn't know. But
right. So nobody knew. So even if they didn't release The Shop, that interview with LeBron, we would have never been like, oh, what was talked in that interview that they not really. Again, they do that so that you can go and see if there's anything on their page or anything like that of Kanye. No, here's my thing. Honestly. I don't mind Nori taking down. I don't mind Nori taking down the interview. I think Nori probably posted it okay. But as a business move, he realized, yo, this is hurting too many people. I'm gonna take this shit down. Kanye, and we're gonna just leave it like that. I don't see nothing wrong with you realizing and you understanding when people come up to you, and this is what having a business is. When someone comes up to you and saying, yo, that shit right there caused damage. And you saying, you know what? Because it caused this type of damage, I'm gonna take it down. I'm just not, I apologize like Nori did, and I'm just gonna take it down. I didn't mean to offend no one. I didn't mean to hurt no one. And because of that, I'm gonna take it down. There's nothing wrong with that, Johnny. If somebody on this platform, if we said something that wasn't right, and someone came to you and was like, yo, that really offended a lot of people, not just one or two, offended a lot of people. And the backlash we were getting, I would have told you, Johnny, just take that episode down. Let's do an apology video and let's apologize, because unfortunately, these people are the ones who paid the bills. These people are the ones who make our show relevant. And if we don't have their support, then we don't have shit. And it's better just sometimes to take shit down and just leave it like that. Completely understand. I'm not disagreeing with Nori. I'm sorry. I don't disagree with him. He realized it hurt too many people. It has affected people who's lost people, and it's not worth it. Kanye's interview is just not fucking worth it. And if he got his views and he got his money for that,
it's a win-win for him regardless. He doesn't lose in the situation at all. It's win-win for him regardless.
Well, we don't know. We don't know if he loses because we don't know how many viewers he lost because of it. Because he didn't leave it up. So
it was definitely
again, we don't know. We don't know how many views he lost because he didn't leave it up. I saw the interview, but a lot of people didn't get to see Nori's response to Kanye. So they thinking they just sat there and let Kanye talk this shit with no response from them. You lost people. You lose people, Johnny. It wasn't a win-win for him. He didn't respond when he was supposed to. He didn't get a clip of him respond.
I said that. I said
he
I
didn't.
said
But you're
he
not
waited
listening.
too long.
But he didn't. Right. But he didn't get a clip of him responding to Kanye and that bullshit. So people don't think he responded to it. So
they're the ones who cook it up and do all the editing and make no trying to say for the fact.
But
they could have edited where Ye said what he said, and they could have put the clip of him responding in the same thing. They could have molded it together like he said it at the same time, and that could have been the clip we all saw.
Again, but it wasn't. But again, we don't know if he lost people toward. I get what you're saying, Johnny.
I'm pretty sure they lost some viewers because of the interview. I'm not for it being taken down. I'm pretty sure a lot more. It being taken down removed a lot more people seeing it. If it was still up right now, the numbers on that interview will probably be pretty much higher than what it is. I don't know when it was taken down. I don't know what number it was left off on. But I know shit. The person that put it up on YouTube and I watched it. When I was watching it, that shit was at like 300,000 views when I finished the interview. Like, cause I watched it the first hour I watched on the Revolt channel. So do the official one. I went back on YouTube to watch it, and I watched it through somebody else that seen the whole interview, saved it, and re-uploaded it. That shit was at 300,000 views. And someone asked me for the link, and when I sent them the link, that shit was at 500,000. So who knows how many views it would have had on its original platform, on its original release. I agree they would have lost viewers. I just feel like at that point, you make your apology, but it is what it is, because at the end of the day, those clips is still gonna be, what's the word? You're still gonna see those clips on social media. It's still gonna make its rounds. You're gonna go on social media, it's gonna pop up. Facebook, pop up. Twitter is gonna pop up. IG is gonna pop up. YouTube is gonna pop up. Them clips is that once that clip came out, it's forever. It's not gonna get deleted. That's my only thing. Like at this point, just it's nothing you can do about it. If Sarah said it came out, a majority of people seeing it, the people that know the clip that got clipped, is you're always gonna see it, interview or not. We can always find that clip. That clip ain't gonna go nowhere. So that's my whole point about it. I understand what you're saying, a whole damaging people and it affecting people, but that clip is gonna live on the internet forever. It's gonna be there forever. They're not gonna remove that clip. You're gonna see it no matter what. So overall, I just felt like they should have left the interview because, again, like I said, he waited too long. But I liked how Nori basically addressed it. It was too late. I want to say too late because it's still the same interview. He just did it a little late, and I liked how he responded to it. I felt like he should have kept it. I felt like that was a good part of the interview when he actually addressed Ye for what he said. He waited till like I said, like the 3 hour mark to do it, but I felt like that was a good part of the interview. But that's just my opinion. I felt like Nori addressed it correctly in the interview. Him, seeing the backlash and apologizing. There's nothing wrong with him apologizing. I just disagree with him taking down the full interview. That's just my opinion. The interview or not, you like it or not, I felt like you did it. You knew what was. It's one of those situations. I feel like you knew what was gonna come of it. You did it. You put it out. Shit went left really fast, and it's like, damn. But I think he should have left the interview up. It's just my opinion. I think he should have left it up. But again, we're going to agree to disagree on that. And we're going to transition to, we're going to do a movie review. We're going to do a movie. It's holiday season. I said the holiday season. I mean, Halloween season. Use the wrong H word. Halloween. We're in the season of Halloween. Trick or treat. And for those that our age, when we was younger, we had a nice little Halloween movie that was made. And we're talking about Hocus Pocus, the original, but we're gonna review Hocus Pocus 2 that came out like a week ago, about a week and a half ago, about a week, something like that. And the first one came out in 1993. Hocus Pocus 2 came out this year, so that lets you know it's been a 29-year gap between the first and the second. Bree told me her feelings about the movie, so I'm gonna let her start it off. I watched the movie for the first time today. I watched Hocus Pocus 2 for the first time.
I already told you how I felt about it.
Yeah, but now tell the people how you felt about Hocus.
Oh, I thought it was stupid.
Thought it was stupid.
Because if you remember what I told you, it wasn't the same storyline as the first one. And so that shit irritated me.
Okay.
Because I thought they were going to come back out and do like the same, like sucking up the kids and doing all that. But they didn't. And so it sucked. And this is what happens when you wait too long to do a part 2 or second part of a movie.
I don't think they waited too long. I think how the story was, it fits with their situation. I don't think they waited too long.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna explain it more. I liked it.
Yo, your movies and music selection sucks.
I didn't say. I'm not saying it was the most amazing movie, but what I'm saying is it makes. The one thing I'll say, it has its flaws and whatnot, but what I'll say is, why I felt like it makes sense of it having like a huge time gap is because, again, the witches, they kind of explain why there was like there wasn't the candle that's supposed to bring them back. It took the person, it's not a spoiler alert, but it took the person who's, it's kind of a spoiler, but the person that collected the material to make the candle, it took him a long ass time to get the materials for the candle. So it kind of makes sense why it took so long. The materials for the candle wasn't put together. Because the Virgin has to light the candle and boom, they magically return. It kind of made sense. It made sense.
Johnny,
I agree with it. It made sense. But
so you're telling me you're really trying to say from you giving them the timeline of 1993 to 2022, it took them all that time to find this candle. It's a fucking movie, Johnny. It's a fucking movie. If they would have made it in 1996 and said it took them that long to find a fucking candle.
They could have did that too. Like, look.
The fuck, Johnny. No, time really doesn't matter when it comes to.
I understand what you're saying, but like for example, Jeepers Creepers, right? He comes every 33 years. So the gap between the first movie and the second movie.
Was it 33 years?
Was it? It's like 20. It's like 20 something years. But yeah, because he Jeepers Creepers pops up every 20 years. So realistically, if Jeepers Creepers wanted to, they could do a movie 20 years from now, and it'll make sense. Mm-hmm. Breathe out mine. Shit out.
No, because you sound stupid as fuck.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I won't say it got a little.
It doesn't make fucking sense.
That happened in the movie. It was a little extra. I was like,
Johnny.
Makes sense.
Their timeline in the movie doesn't need to match our timeline. So because Jeepers Creepers come every 20 years in the movie world, he needs to come every 20 years in the real world.
No, not necessarily. No, but I say. No, I'm saying it would just make sense if they were to do a movie 20 years from the original one that came out. It would make sense because that's in the movie world. That's what really
because we as the viewers are supposed to sit there and say it's been 20 years since the last movie came out. So he appears every 20 years in real life, even though he's not real.
That's cool. I think that's cool to keep up with. I think that's gonna be if I was to create a character and be like he appeared once every 30 years, I put the first one out. The sequel will come out 30 years from now. Because it fits with the stuff in the story. I understand what you're saying. The real, it doesn't have to do anything with the real world. You could fast forward it. But if you could also do it that way too, and it could work, it makes sense. You don't gotta agree with it. I think it makes sense. But
you keep telling me I don't have to agree with shit. I know I don't have
to agree on anything today. Me, you have not.
We haven't agreed on anything today because the shit you talking, I don't understand. The shit you're talking makes
actually no, that's a lie. We agreed on the first thing. The first topic of today we agreed on. The a million or conversation with Diddy. Me and you agreed on the first topic.
Right. I mean, if you would have told me you would have took a dinner with Diddy instead of taking $1 million, I would have reached through this fucking screen and slapped the shit out of you because that's the dumbest shit ever. But
we'll say other than that, we have disagreed on every topic today.
Because Johnny, this wasn't a good movie. I mean, they just waited too long. And we've been asking for Hocus Pocus forever. It would have made so much more sense. They would have got a better outcome if they would have done it when we were younger. This outcome, I
agree. Maybe it would have had a different outcome if they did it much at a faster pace. But what I'm saying is, I don't think
good. These old bitches can't act no more.
What I'm saying is, I don't think the time gap affected the movie as much. I don't think the big gap in the sequel affected it as much. Obviously, you can tell they look completely, different.
Old? You can say it. They look fucking old.
I want to say that. It's disrespectful.
I'll say it. They look fucking
It's disrespectful. I'm not gonna say that, but you can tell, you can see the difference. But other than that, I don't think the time
they
gap
look fucking old.
I don't think the time gap affected the movie. I felt like there were certain things that I felt like didn't stay true to the original. There were certain things that didn't stay true to the original, but shit, the way, and then, spoil, it's not really spoil, but the way it ended, like they might be trying to do another one.
These old bitches can't afford to do another. These old bitches can't do a third one.
So if they come out with a part 3 next year, would you watch it? If they come out with a part 3 in the next 2 years, would you watch it?
No.
Why not? The sequel came faster.
I forced myself to watch this one. I'm not watching no more of these dumbass. I just feel like people, writers are not coming up with creative movies no more. It's just now this year is like let's be.
I agree with you. I do agree with you. I feel like somebody let's run it up. Yeah.
Right. Let's just redo everything. Let's just redo Hocus Pocus. Let's just redo House Party. Let's just redo. Like I'm getting tired of these fucking redos. Like are you not fucking creative?
I think some things can't be redone, and I think certain things could be redone if it's done correctly. But it's been hit or miss with these reboots and redos.
It's been missed.
There's been a lot of misses. I'm not disagreeing with you.
A lot of misses.
There have been a lot of misses.
The only good reboot I've seen, the only reboot I saw that was good was Mortal Kombat.
You like Mortal Kombat? I like the Mortal Kombat reboot. Yeah, I liked it. But I'm trying to think of all the reboots that have been done overall.
Ain't shit been good.
That's not true.
It's been true.
That's not true.
It's been true. But hey.
I just can't think off the top of the head right now, but that's definitely not true.
Because it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
We've had some good reboots. Definitely had some good
We haven't had no good reboots.
No,
nah, we haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Name like 5 trash ones if you think of top of the head. I can't just think of reboots right now. Got like a brain freeze.
Matrix,
Oh, that's
G.I. Joe.
Matrix. Matrix. I don't know. I get the
G.I.
movie.
Joe sucked.
I think they did a little too much with the Matrix. Well,
G.I. Joe movie.
I know you're gonna say Coming to America too. That's one sequel that
Right.
almost 30 years after the original.
That shit sucked. Johnny, we haven't had no good reboots.
Or sequels overall. Sequels that's years apart. I think I could find. I will have to Google this and tell you. I just can't think.
Nope.
Sequels done years apart.
Scream was bad.
Oh, I didn't see the most recent Scream. I haven't missed Oh, I didn't see it, but I heard Top Gun was a really good sequel. And it came out like almost 30 years after the first one. A lot of people love Top Gun.
There's a lot of bad movies, Johnny. I'm sorry.
Well, of course, there's a lot. There's a lot of bad movies. I definitely don't disagree with you.
No, a lot of reboot movies.
Yeah, they are. This reboots, regular movies is bad.
Listen, I'm not gonna argue with you. You feel like they good, they good. But the Hocus Pocus shit sucked.
It is what it is. You're just gonna agree with this. I don't think so. I thought it was enjoyable. I don't think it was the greatest. I thought it was enjoyable. I didn't expect too much from it. I didn't have high expectations for it. Maybe that's probably why.
Neither did I, and it's nope. I didn't have high expectation either, and it still sucked ass. But okay. But hey, what do
I thought it was entertaining. I liked it. It wasn't the best movie in the world. That had it for, and I felt like there were certain things missing from it. But I felt like certain things missing from it, so they decided to do a part 3. I would hope they touch on certain things that they didn't do in part 2. In my opinion. With that being said, we are going to transition to our last topic of the night. And that's, we're going to talk about Ginuwine's failed magic trick. So, Ginuwine was doing a magic trick with Chris Angel. And
I'm gonna need Ginuwine to sit down. He's been having a rough couple of weeks.
He haven't been kind to his dance moves these past couple of weeks.
I don't remember Ginuwine ever being a real dancer. That's one. And two, don't they usually practice these magic tricks before they happen?
Mm-hmm.
So how the fuck you almost drowned?
It was during the rehearsal.
And why?
It was actually during the
right,
rehearsal.
But how many times? I think because you're not a magician, maybe you should be practicing these fucking tricks more than once. Like this, you shouldn't just be practicing like a few hours before the show. It should be you practicing like a few days before the show, because your ass ain't no magician.
But he had a fear of being underwater, so there was something like he wanted to work on his fear of being underwater.
Yeah, you don't fucking do that in a magic show. You go to the YMCA and you take swimming classes. You don't do that at a fucking magic show. Yeah, that shit ain't got shit to do with.
You know, he's healing and he's recovering, but it almost went left. He almost drowned in a cube full of water.
He needs to go sit his ass down. I listen. He's letting me down. He's one of those R&B singers that I loved, and now I'm starting to look at his ass like, how you drown?
He almost drowned. I don't think he drowned. He almost drowned.
Same thing, Johnny. If you almost drown, you drowned. It's the same thing. There's no almost drown. You either drown or you didn't drown. You either drowned or you swam, but there's no in between.
But
you get what I'm saying?
Gladly,
you either drowned or you swam. It's no in between.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, in that situation, he couldn't swim. He was in the cube.
Right. So he drowned. So he drowned. He didn't almost drown. He drowned.
But thank
they
God.
just saved his life before he died.
Thank God they was able to get to him before that. He was able to signal like, "Get me the fuck up out this box," and they got him out, but almost went bad. That's why some of these messages be dangerous. I know we be watching this, like the end product when they actually do the show, but even when they doing the current show, it could definitely still go left for someone who's truly experienced in doing the shit. It could still go left, which makes it like while you're watching, it's like, oh shit. Because even with practice, anything is possible, You practice for it, right, but you miss time it in real time by like a second. It's like, it's like, holy shit. But glad he's okay. I'm glad that he didn't drown in that cube full of water. And he's, alive to tell his story and how it all unfolded. I don't know if it's going to help with his fear of being underwater. It might do more harm in that department. But with that being said, that's a wrap on this brand new episode of Never Shit Opinion Podcast. Your boy John, my co-host Bree, and we are out.